England played very well today, John, but Jude Bellingham, potentially the star of the game, would you say?
Yeah, and I think the thing that I've been most impressed about watching Jude Bellingham over the last couple of years is just his flexibility, because it's not just that he is a really great central midfielder, it's that he's able to play in a number of different ways, fulfill a number of different roles for his team, and can do them all really well. And that sort of level of flexibility, I think, at the elite level is really quite rare. Most of the standout players that we see are really stand out at certain areas, but he just can do everything. So I've just got a few graphs to show you to really press that home. So this is all of the touches that Jude Bellingham had in Europe last season with Borussia Dortmund, his team in Germany. And as you can see, there's just touches all over the map. Obviously focused around the central midfield area, the central spaces around the centre circle, but he can play on either side, he can play through the middle, and he's also dropping in as well and taking touches there as well. And then on this graph here, it just shows you the contributions that Bellingham made to Dortmund's attack last season, so the 21-22 season. And as you can see, he's making the most contributions out of all of the players for Dortmund. And this graph actually breaks it down really nicely because it shows you the different states that the contributions exist in. So we've got here 67 live ball passes, so really involved in open play sequences, but he's also dribbling well, so he's good on the ball too. And then here the brown area is fouls drawn. That's sort of a subsection of dribble. So he's winning free kicks for his team as well. He's shooting. So the blue area here. So shots coming in here and also defensive actions too. So that's where that physicality, that aspect of what he's doing comes in as well. So he's winning the ball.
Who's the player just below him?
Marco Reus.
Marco Reus.
Yeah. So those defensive actions then are him sitting in a defensive situation, winning the ball back and then springing a counter-attack as well. And again, it's just so rare to see a really elite player who has the technical upside, but also has the physicality to be able to impact the game from those deeper areas as well.
We've seen him already playing a couple of different positions for England as well, but it's kind of unclear from today's game where exactly he was playing. He seemed to be everywhere.
Yeah, so Liam Tharm and Mark Carey wrote a piece after the England-Iran game where they talked about Bellingham deserving the 22 shirt because he actually played three different positions, so the 4 position, the 8 position and the 10 position, which obviously adds up to 22. So what we're seeing from England in this tournament, we certainly saw it in the game today against Senegal, is that they're pushing Luke Shaw up the field. They're wanting to build up in wide areas in particular, especially on that left-hand side. And when they do that, they're moving the rest of the defence across, so they've got basically a back 3 in possession. Now, Bellingham is on this left-hand side here, so he can do a couple of things. He can drop in between Maguire and Shaw and help them in the build-up area, so he's playing more like a 4 there, so he's being involved in the lower build-up. But what England are trying to do is they're trying to get the ball into dangerous areas around the full-back area here. And so that means what they're going to be doing a lot of is having a lot of rotations and interchanges in that sort of area. And Bellingham is brilliant in those sorts of situations as well. So he can get into these sorts of triangles and we can see him engaging with the guys as well. And then finally, as a 10, we're seeing him, yes, around the edge of the box, but also getting into these sorts of areas as well where he can play the ball across, as he did to Henderson for that goal that he scored as well. So flexibility, the ability to drop deep, help out in build-up, help out moving the ball between the defence and the attack, but also be a member of that attack as well and get into dangerous situations, create and score too.
As we said at the beginning, he contributed to 2 of England's goals today. Tell me about the first one.
Yeah, so the first one I really like because it just shows you the amount of flexibility that he has that we're talking about here, his ability to do all of these different skill sets. So this is the build-up. England are playing in this direction and they're going to try and do some of these interchanges which allow them to progress the ball down in the wide area. So you can see here Bellingham dropping quite deep here to offer an option to Shaw as well. You can see Foden as well pulling his player out. And what England are doing here is they're moving the opponents. Their opponents are really aggressively marking and they're going to generate space that then England can exploit if they get the ball through. So the ball is going to come from Shaw. It could go to Bellingham, but it goes to Foden and Foden does a really nice little flick through. And that plays the ball through to Harry Kane here. So Harry Kane is playing as the forward, but he's pulled right across. And again, he has a centre-back on him. And so again, England are generating more space to exploit, space between the 2 centre-backs in this instance. And now Bellingham is quite deep here, but he's managed to get goal side of his player. And that means that then he's in a perfect position to then exploit the space that his teammate has created. So that when the ball is flicked through by Foden to Kane here, we can see that there is a lot of space between Koulibaly, the centre-back, and also the fullback is now up here. So all of this area just off the screen that can be exploited. And Kane is able to play the pass. And you can see now there's Bellingham. He is able to run into that open space. Here's Henderson. He's the player that Bellingham is going to find. So Bellingham is able to help in those build-up phases, but he's also able to get forward into these more attacking spaces and generate chances for his team as well. Just means that he's a really useful asset for them in that sense.
It's one of the most impressive things he seemed to do today was know exactly where to find the space at any given time, which is a good example of what he did for the second goal, as well as the ball seeming to stick to him as he charged through the midfield.
Yeah, and this is why I talk about his flexibility in terms of adding a huge amount of value to England, because he's not only able to do a lot of that technically intricate stuff that you want your technical players to be able to do, or creative players to be able to do, but he can also do some of the real legwork, the physical legwork to get the ball through certain situations. So this is the England penalty area here. The ball has just gone in. England have cleared it, and it's come out to a Senegal player here who's taken a heavy touch and has made himself available to be pressed. So Bellingham is here on the edge of the D. He's going to press the ball, and he's actually eventually going to win it. You can see now England are in a transition moment. So Senegal are running backwards. They've got a load of space to defend. It's really hard to defend these situations. You can see England have got two strikers, two forwards here, just are going to go 1v1 against the two deepest players for Senegal. And what Bellingham is able to do then is work his way past this player. This player has a chance to maybe tactically foul Bellingham, but isn't able to do it because of his physicality. And so he gets through, and then you're in this just wonderful situation now where he has got four players around him, but he's got the pass on. He plays it to Foden plays it to Kane, and then Kane scores. So he's doing like dirty work stuff as well as really technically good stuff as well.
It's really cool, isn't it? Because he knows to press at the beginning. He's got the ability to be able to carry the ball, the ability to be able to beat the first challenge, the ability to play the perfect pass, and also to know exactly where the space is going to be. He didn't do it in this game, but he's tall as well. We know he can finish. He's good at headers. He's good at the box. I mean, it's quite special to watch him.
Yeah, a really special player, and only 19 years old as well. So he's still on the up. He's improving as a player, both technically and physically. And it's just scary thinking about how far he could go in the future.
If you liked today's video, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you did like it, you might be interested in How to Watch Football, Tifo's illustrated book. It's 52 rules for understanding the beautiful game on and off the pitch, and it is the perfect holiday gift. How to Watch Football is out now in stores and online. See the link in the description to find out more, and thank you for watching today's video.